Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Melissa's Menu. Happy Thanksgiving. With Thanksgiving coming up, I thought it'd be appropriate to do a special just on Thanksgiving leftovers. Thanksgiving is my very favorite holiday. I normally go to Maine to see my family, but this year is special because they're coming to my house. So I've been busy preparing the turkey and all the fixings for the upcoming holiday. On the menu for today, we have grilled turkey with brie and apple butter sandwiches, my version of homemade turkey pot pie, pumpkin parfaits with cinnamon whipped cream, and my grandmother faced recipe for apple cobbler. Wait till you see how easy the apple cobbler is. It's so delicious. Your friends and family will think this recipe took for hours. I'm constantly asked to bring it to family gatherings. The good thing about it is you can use any pie filling, and it's very simple to make. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to preheat the oven on 375. We're going to start with my grandmother's recipe for the apple cobbler. I get my love of baking from my grandmother. My parents do not enjoy cooking or baking for that matter. My grandmother is a wonderful baker, and I get a lot of my recipes and my ideas from her. What we're going to do first is start with a 13 by 9 pan. And we're going to spray it with Pam. If you don't have Pam, you can use butter, margarine, Crisco, whatever you have is fine. Next, we're going to take one 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple with juice. We're going to layer this right on the bottom and just spread it out evenly. Next, we're going to take a 20-ounce can of apple pie filling. Okay, we've got both of those in the pan. Now we are going to take a 15-ounce package of yellow cake mix. Buy this at any grocery store. Any brand name is fine. Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines, whatever you have is great. We're just going to snip the ends off this. This recipe literally has 4 ingredients. That's how easy it is. We're just going to sprinkle the cake mix right over the apples. And now for the last ingredient, which is key. This is going to make the top golden brown. I'm going to take 1.5 sticks of butter. We're just going to cube it. Make sure you do not use margarine. It will not come out the same way. And we're just going to slightly indent it into the cake mix. So I'm just slightly pushing this down. We don't want it sitting right on top. We definitely want to push it down. I love this recipe. It's awesome for family gatherings. It makes about 12 servings. So it goes a long way. That's it. We're going to go ahead and put this in the oven for about 40 minutes. Next, we're going to make my version of homemade turkey pot pie. And I'm assuming most of you, if it's after Thanksgiving, probably won't want to make a homemade crust, but you're more than welcome to. So I have 2 frozen pie crusts. Buy these right in your freezer section at the grocery store. Take them apart. They take about 15 minutes to unthaw. Just simply take the first one with the pie plate intact, put it right on the baking dish. And the second one's a little bit trickier. What you're going to do is take your thumb and ever so slightly loosen up the edges because we're going to take this out of the pie shell. And as you can see, I'm just barely going around the pie crust because I don't want to ruin it. If you don't have nails, you can always use the butter knife for this. And now what I'm going to do is turn it upside down onto the wax piece of paper. It may take a couple tries to get this down. We're going to very gently flip it over. Okay, we're just going to leave it here while we work on the rest of the turkey pot pie. First, we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet on medium heat. I love the gas stovetops. They're so much easier than the electric, which I have at home. Now, while the butter is melting, I'm going to chop 1 small onion. Any onion is fine for this. I have just a small yellow onion. You could use a Vidalia or a red onion for this. The other vegetables in this dish I'm using are carrots and celery. Okay, the onions are ready. I already have my 2 carrots chopped. I'm just going to go ahead and chop the 2 stalks of celery now. Make sure you cut the ends off. Now, the good thing about this recipe, it's so versatile. You can really use any leftover vegetables that you have for Thanksgiving. You could use pearl onions, mushrooms, peas, frozen peas, really any kind of vegetable. That's the great thing about the pot pies.